A busy week for sports in Flushing, New York. We're at Citi Field and there's a pennant race. The Nats hold a commanding lead and an opportunity to crush the Mets' hopes this weekend. Welcome to a weekend of Nationals baseball, Citi Field in New York. As always, when the Nats play here, fans on the road traveling and supporting their ball club, and why not? Far and away the leader in the NL East and playing fabulous baseball in the division. 3 more wins in Philadelphia, and now we come here. And at least a chance to let the Mets know they're 9.5 back, that maybe the rest of the division, there's no way you're going to catch us in September.
Yeah, I mean, you could send a big message here, but it is a big weekend series. If you win one game and you're the Nats, you're up 8.5 leaving here. You just have to avoid getting swept, and if you sweep, this thing could be over. All
right, it all starts with pitching. The matchup tonight maybe favors the Mets a bit, but AJ's been solid, and then you got Roark and Scherzer after that.
Yeah, I think AJ Cole has a tremendous opportunity to set the tone of the weekend tonight. He's had a couple of tough lineups to go through, the Orioles, the Rockies, and the Mets now are swinging the bats well, so another big test for AJ, but you gotta like that if you're a young kid. Go out there and set the tone.
Yeah, and if you're one of those 3 Nationals pitchers, you have Daniel Murphy on your side, and the other 3 guys don't. Murph has been absolutely incredible against his old teammates.
Well, he just picked up where he left off in the postseason. The Mets didn't want to sign him back, and the best way to get back at your old club is to do exactly what Daniel Murphy's done. But I don't even think he could have dreamt this up in the offseason when he signed with the Nats. I'm going to go back to New York and just own the Mets. 423 average, 22 for 52, 7 home runs against the Mets, 21 RBI. And how about the last 5 games, Carp? 5 home runs, 13 driven in against his old ball club. Take that, Mets.
And he remains right near the top of the National League batting race. DJ LeMahieu has a couple of points lead, but there's a long way to go in that race as well. So here we are in New York. The Nats have a chance to really send a message, and it's also a chance to see some of the call-ups. We'll talk more about those guys, but it's a full clubhouse right now in September.
Yeah, I went to Dusty's office today. I said, you got a bunch of new toys in the bullpen, but here's the point. He says he doesn't know a lot of these guys, so how he uses them is going to be interesting. He has to learn his own ball club because of all the call-ups.
The Nats have a 13-man bullpen, so there won't be any complaints about being tired anymore. The season series belongs to Washington 9-4, and they've beaten the Mets 6 out of the last 7. Yeah, they have Thor tonight, but the Nats have handled him a couple of times already this year. Apple tonight, but very comfortable across the East River and into Queens from the Freedom Tower and Manhattan. We're at Citi Field. It's been open since 2009. Just a gorgeous night for baseball. So a lot of call-ups. The position players are Brian Goodwin and Pedro Severino. And then guys like Matt Latos, Trevor Gott, Sean Burnett, an old friend, is back in the bullpen. Rafael Martin. So it's a full bullpen out there. The Nats have 40 road wins, tied for St. Louis, most in baseball, and 16 of their last 24. And divisional dominance. This is unbelievable, FP. Only 7 losses on the road to divisional teams this year.
Yeah, not the toughest division on the planet, but still, I mean, you're getting wins on the road against teams that have proved to be pretty pesky. So, I mean, 22-7 is nice. This guy, on the other hand, going to be tough to beat. 108 strikeouts, just 14 walks at Citi Field this year. But the key stat, as you remember, you can run on him. 41 stolen bases and only 6 caught stealing this year. So if Trey Turner can steal first, it's going to be a fun night.
And the Nats have beaten him 2 out of 3 this year. Jayson Werth, all in the first inning, his last 3 home runs. Most homers in August, 8 for him in any month since 2010. So what's Werth have in store for us? Well, don't go anywhere. He's batting in just a few minutes. Brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. By visitannapolis.org. Create your moment at visitannapolis.org. And by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA. Dusty Baker, Terry Collins, couple of great competitors getting together with the umpires, exchanging lineup cards a few moments ago, and we are ready to go. It's mostly cloudy, 78 degrees here tonight, just a gorgeous evening. Wind blowing in from center field tonight. And here's the Nats lineup: 8th in the league in hitting, 4th in runs, 3rd in home runs. Anthony Rendon, another Nat who had a big month of August, hitting .324. And if you go back a little farther than that, into late July, .331 over his last 34 games. Lots of damage. You might note Clint Robinson, who has a couple of career homers against Noah Syndergaard, replaces Ryan Zimmerman at first base tonight. So here's Thor, who's 2-2 career against the Nats in 6 starts, but only 1-2 this year.
Yeah, last start on the 27th against the Phillies, earned his 12th win of the season. Went 7 innings, gave up just 1 run on 2 hits, 7 strikeouts, a couple of walks. So a guy whose fastball this year, wait for it, averages 98 miles an hour, right on the nose. He is going to bring the noise here, and you would expect you're going to get one of those. He throws it 60% of the time. And why wouldn't you throw it 60% of the time? Here's the defense behind Noah Syndergaard tonight. Cespedes, Granderson, Bruce, the outfield. Cabrera, Reyes, left side. Johnson, Flores on the right side of the infield. Rene Rivera doing the catching.
Jose Reyes, he's played 35 games for the Mets now, hitting .295. And there's Jay Bruce, the former Red. Not exactly tearing it up with the Mets, hitting a $196, but a nice presence in their lineup.
Roy's heating up. Last 3 games, he's 5 for his last 11, 455. So he's starting to swing it. This whole ball club is really starting to swing it. Talking to some of the Mets coaches today, they said Jose Reyes has really injected a lot of life into this ball club.
Yeah, who knows better than us and Dusty Baker what a leadoff guy can do for you. So Syndergaard still taking his warm-up tosses. The Mets, by the way, still in the bottom 3 in the league in hitting and in runs scored, but on the upswing. And if they come close to a wild card spot this year or get in there somehow, Terry Collins will get a lot of votes for Manager of the Year. He's been kind of the head medic of the MASH unit this year as well. So there's the picture. I mean, the Mets are only 2 back of St. Louis for that second wild card slot. Pirates and the Marlins are in it. Miami's at Cleveland tonight behind Andrew Kashner. They're a game back of the Mets, 10.5 behind the Nationals. Trey Turner steps in. First pitch of the game. A couple of minutes late. It's 7:12. We're underway in New York.
Bad idea by Trey. 108 strikeouts, just 14 walks in this ballpark for Syndergaard this year. Go up there and hack him.
Batting average at .344. 97 up and in for a strike. 28-year veteran. The crew chief, Gary Cederstrom, has the plate. Eric Cooper, 21 years. Jim Wolf, 18. Adrian Johnson, 11. A great veteran crew on hand for this 3-game series. Turner to right. He's got a chance. Gonna drop well in front of Jay Bruce. And Trey Turner gets the weekend off to a good start. On base 21 games in a row. Look out, Jason Worth and Rusty Staub.
Well, there goes the no-hitter. One of these days I'm going to say it when he walks up to the plate. I'm scared of jinxing it. But it just seems like every night Trey leads it off with a single. Now the fun begins at first base. Watch this. Syndergaard has supposedly sped up his delivery a little bit, but it better be a lot for a guy like Trey Turner.
18 of 21 stealing. And his next stolen base will put him in the top 10 in the National League for the entire year. Wasting no time, he's in there. Safe call by Jim Wolf.
I talked to Trey before the game and I said, are you going to run tonight if you steal first? He said, absolutely. Davey Lopes and I looked at video. We looked at one pitch and it's all Davey did was laugh. So there you go. One pitch, stolen base. Amazing.
Nice job of keeping the mitt on the bag. And just like that, it's identical to a double.
He just impacts the game every night.
That's what Jose Reyes used to do to the Nats for years and years here. And over at Shea. 2-0 pitch. It's right on the edge. Delayed call by Cederstrom. 2-1. There he is.
Met killer.
D. Murphy. It stands for damage against his old ball club this year. 2-1. Turner running. He's going to steal third without a throw. Third base, nobody out. Steal number 20.
In his 45th game, he's stolen his 20th base. Do the math on that for 162. And teams are trying to stop him. But look at the shuffle, the jump he gets, no throw. How many times have you seen that with a Turner steal? I don't think I've seen it at third yet. Unbelievable.
3-1 to Worth. RBI sitting out there. He hits it hard but foul.
Steal home. Run till they tag you, because they can't throw you out. Go.
Now he's suddenly tied for 9th in the league in steals.
What are you waiting for?
Mets fans making some noise. They want to see an out here. 3-2 to Worth. Bat on ball, line drive, and Turner stays home on a hard first out. to ASDRUBAL Cabrera. Next up, Murphy. Let's listen in.
A good swing by Worth, good read by Trey Turner, noticing the low line drive, not going anywhere. Now, how do the Mets approach Daniel Murphy after we showed you the numbers in the open? 423 average, 7 home runs. They've tried him in, they've tried him out, they've tried him hard and soft, and none of it's worked.
Murphy's been sitting on 98 RBIs for a while. Be a great weekend to get to triple digits. Fastball missing. 99. Outer half low.
Look at those numbers. You kidding me? The last 5?
Ball 2. Murphy 337 on the road. 3rd best of any National League hitter. That'll make you a little late, no matter who you are.
Yeah, I think as this season progresses and the games become more important, if you start thinking about October baseball, you just pitch Murph away. Make him beat you the other way. Give him his singles to left, his doubles to left center. But I don't think you try him in anymore. He's proven that he can do too much damage.
3-1.
Everything away.
It's 98 with away movement, it appeared. Full count.
Boy, you haven't maybe count on one hand the time you've seen a swing like that from Daniel Murphy in a 3-1 count this year. He was just trying to play pepper to drive in the run, but usually you don't see the 2-strike swing in a 3-1 count.
Murphy works the walk. That adds to his 384 on base percentage. Now the Nationals, with Harper coming up, have runners at the corners, 1 out.
To show you the sequence, this is an unintentional, intentional walk, and that's the only way you can put it. Noah Syndergaard's trying to paint with 100 on the outer half. If Murphy wants to force the issue, he's going to try to strike him out with his best pitch. Look where all these pitches are, just paint away, and Murphy finally takes the walk. They didn't want anything to do with Daniel Murphy right there.
Well, we'll see how he approaches Bryce, who's 4 for 14 career against Syndergaard with an RBI. 40 career runs batted in against the Mets.
And if you're Bryce Harper on deck, you saw what just happened in front of you. Hit on the field today for the first time in a while, too.
Yeah, I first noticed the new guy in the cage when he went halfway up the upper deck in right field. Like, who's that? Foul tip on that one, and the count now 0-2. Bryce sitting at 75 RBIs for the year. Syndergaard 184 strikeouts in 155 innings.
throwing a 2-seam fastball, which is usually slower than a 4-seam because of the sink, at 99 miles an hour. Solid numbers.
Syndergaard's ERA 2.55, third in the league, but at home 2.49. And Bryce trying to wage a big-time battle here with one out to get his team on top.
Coming in.
In the air, center field, Granderson. Not the best arm out there, and here comes Turner. The throw is on its way in, and Trey Turner's too fast for the Mets. He manufactures a run almost single-handedly, and the Nationals are on the board.
Bryce is chasing Trey back to the dugout. Tell him thanks. You just got me an RBI, a sac fly, and you put our ball club up 1-0. Nice piece of hitting by Bryce. Everything in the sequence away, and then he comes in. So, hey, it doesn't have to be far with Trey Turner at third. And watch the wheels. The 1-0 lead created by the speed of Trey Turner. Is there anybody more exciting in the game right now than number 7?
No, sir. Murphy's still at first. Anthony Rendon. 5 career hits, 3 RBIs against Syndergaard.
Anybody else on third that's not a sac fly?
Up in the zone for a strike. Trey Turner has now scored 35 runs early in his 45th game.
I think Chris Byers talking about the jump he had on second base, stealing third. He was rocking there back and forth. That's exactly what Trey Turner did to get some momentum.
Now Murphy running, swing and a miss, and he swipes second base. Daniel Murphy 4 for 7 with that steal, and the Nats have 3 in the first inning.
Now it's 44 stolen bases against Noah Syndergaard and just 6 caught, so it's run till they tag you night here at Citi Field. Good jump by Murph, head down. He's going to kill the Mets this weekend with his speed.
0-2 now to Rendon. Inside. And the Nats are going to have Syndergaard up near 24 pitches here. Very first inning. Rendon hits it well to right and out of play. They do it again. Nats scored in the first inning every game of the Philadelphia series.
He's putting the ball in play. Nice job.
And Rendon high in the air out to left center for Cespedes. So on this weekend preceding Labor Day, 3 sports in Flushing: tennis, baseball, and track.
this. Here's your Nationals bullpen. 13 relievers all of a sudden for Dusty Baker to have fun with, and that's all of them. I mean, it looks like a sidewalk in downtown Manhattan, and they're going to the bullpen.
Yeah, and here's a fewer number of guys in the Mets lineup tonight, highlighted by YOENIS Cespedes. So since he's been back, 12 games, 9 RBIs, 5 home runs, hitting in the mid 350s. On base percentage plus slugging is crazy. 338 as a Met against the Nationals since they got him last year. So A.J. Cole, 24 years of age, first time he starts against the Mets.
And he hasn't drawn an easy start yet. You remember his first start this year was against the Orioles. They could swing it, then bring on the Rockies. So he's given up 7 runs in 2 starts to maybe 2 of the best lineups in all of baseball. Another test here tonight. The Mets are swinging it.
Jose Reyes, ASDRUBAL, CABRERA, and Cespedes to lead things off. 269 from the left side, 295 overall, and Cole with the first pitch strike. And then late for the fastball. Rendon has a look, but it's well over the dugout.
Here's your Nats defense. Worth, Turner, Harper, your outfield. Espinosa, Rendon, Murphy, Robinson, Wilson, Ramos doing the catching. Clint Robinson getting the start tonight at first base because he has a couple of homers against Noah Syndergaard.
Reyes on a pitch up. AJ, big league career record, 5 games, 3 starts, 0-1 with a 5.32 ERA. Only one member of the Mets lineup has faced him before. That's Kelly Johnson. And Reyes managing to get a piece of that breaking ball, and it got a piece of Wilson Ramos. Mets are playing their 134th game of the year tonight, and Ramos, for him, it's number 113. Swing and a miss. 92 with tail. So AJ throws nothing but strikes to Jose Reyes.
We see that swing by Reyes. He threw the slider in off the plate. So now Reyes is thinking about the inner half, and watch this swing. It's a pull swing to a fastball away, and his whole body's in the Mets dugout because he's thinking about something in.
Next up, ASDRUBAL CABRERA, really admired by his teammates right now. He's playing with a sore knee and doing some of his best hacking of the year. He's 9 for his last 19 with 5 home runs. 272 overall.
Did you see his hair? He's blonde now. I talked to him around the cage today. I said, "You're a hot blonde because you're swinging it."
There's that slider.
I mean, he's really blonde.
And just missing. Pitch similar to the one on which Reyes struck out, but it's 3-0.
Everybody asking why there's yellow sweatbands tonight. It's Pediatric Cancer Awareness Day in the big leagues, and everyone with the yellow on, the umpires, the players.
We were honored to wear the ribbons on our lapels before the game. Here's Nissan with the entire at bat, 3-2 count. That ball well hit to right. And Cabrera continues his great hitting. Now 10 for his last 20. Let's go inside the numbers, brought to you by Jeep. Kind of like what we saw in Philadelphia. The Nats are dominating a season series. 9-4. The runs, no contest. The home runs about even. The Mets actually have more this year than the Nats. 180 to Washington's 176. Nats have pitched much better. And now with Mark Melancon in the bullpen, that could get even better as well. So here's Cespedes, who is always dangerous. He's missed the equivalent of almost 30 games this year with various ailments. Still has 27 homers and 68 batted in.
He's locked in right now. Hottest hitter, 16 for his last 45 since coming off the DL with 5 homers. Guy that loves to hit the low pitch, but you can expand with a slider in the dirt. He'll chase it. Fastballs in, sliders away.
Good pitch, tailing in on him. 0-2.
Takes a brave man to go in there and watch A.J. Cole just bury the fastball down and in. If you're going in, you have to get it in there, and he did.
Fastball up. And a fan with a diving catch right below us. What a gorgeous night. Great day for a stroll in New York City. Beautiful sunset shaping up here. We are playing our first game in September. Pretty good day for a day off yesterday. Rained most of the afternoon. It's kind of a lazy day to rest up. 0-2 with 1 out. Low and away. Cespedes 10 double play ground balls on the year. And he manages to get a piece of that breaking ball, but it's going to carry out to Turner. Sometimes guys are too strong and they don't fall in. 2 outs, good pitch.
Man, not an easy play if you haven't played center field your whole life, because you're thinking this guy's got pop, right? You see him swing, your first instinct is to go back. Watch Trey Turner on the jump. Usually power hitters get these to fall because you're anticipating going back and not in. Nice play.
So a new presence in the Mets lineup we see for the first time. Jay Bruce. 265 for the Reds, 25 homers, 80 RBIs. 3 and 8 for the Mets in 27 games since coming over. Still trying to get on track, but as FP said, swinging the bat better. On this homestand, he's 6 for 20, but 5 for his last 11. Top 7 in the league with 60 extra base hits. Good arm in right field as well. Right over the inner half. Counts even, 1-1. He's got a lot of baseball left in him, just 29 years of age. Up the middle it goes. Nice stop. Just a little shovel. Danny Espinosa basically bowled it, knowing Rendon would come over and grab it.
Hey, what a play by Danny Espinosa to the backhand. He knows he's got time with Cespedes, and he just shovels it to the base. Rendon there on time. What a play. with that, but Danny Espinosa did an even nicer job of selling out right here. Back to his old position, second base, kind of the shift, and then he just shovels it to Rendon, who's Johnny on the spot. Jay Bruce thinking, I got myself a knock. In the MLB Network star, Danny Espinosa, with a great play. He did a nice job today on MLB Central.
Yeah, get on national TV, go out and make a play like that.
Did a real nice job, actually.
Ramos, Robinson, Espinosa. Wilson Ramos, 3 for 12 in the series at Philadelphia. A couple of RBIs, getting over 70, up to 71. Batting average still 7th in the league at .312. Syndergaard might take it out a little farther after that call. Using the corner, Clint Robinson next. Wilson's always done well against Mets pitching career. 3 for 9 against this guy, .291 career, and he gets a piece of the breaking ball to stay alive.
A little too good by Syndergaard there with 2 strikes, but you throw almost 100, you get away with mistakes every now and then. You wanted that a little bit higher.
Here's Mercedes-Benz with the at-bat. Started in the middle, went down and away, then up and in.
Change up 90.
Reminiscent of another right-hander we know who's got just a little time left on the DL before being eligible, Strasburg. 0-2 again. Ramos battling, and he really hits that hard. Getting some good hacks in here. Marlins having a headache early at Cleveland tonight, 3-0 Indians. So while the Nats and the Mets battle, the Marlins are playing interleague. 24 pitches first inning, and now 7 more for Syndergaard thanks to Wilson Ramos. Up and in, can't get to it. Syndergaard, first strikeout tonight. He's 4th in the league with 185.
So on July 8th, this is why Clint Robinson is in the lineup tonight. One of the reasons. Supposed to be a fastball up. You saw Rivera standing up. It was down and in, right into his turbo zone. Syndergaard knew he missed his spot. And Clint Robinson knew he had a tater. And then, yeah, you got to rub his head for good luck, don't you?
And Clint is really earning some playing time now. Last 21 starts, .291. Thanks to a 2 for 4 in Philly the other night. 13 RBIs over that time. So overall against the right-hander, 2 for 6, 2 long balls, 3 RBIs, couple of walks.
See, this is a case, Carp. Look at the defense. He's throwing 99 away. You see the shift? How many times you see Clint Robinson hit a ground ball to shortstop? I mean, it's hard to pull 100. So you're pitching against your defense here.
And the tendencies, of course, that they see on tape, probably not against a guy like Syndergaard, right? When he pulls it most of the time. Interesting stuff. broadcast a game some night when you're managing and count the shifts during the game.
You might have to broadcast for a long time.
But it does seem to defy logic the way the Mets are playing.
It's moving away from him too. It's got arm side run to it on top. They're coming in here.
Yeah, and a comebacker. Syndergaard has it over to Flores, 2 outs.
$75 is all you need to get a Nats pass and watch Nats baseball for the whole month of September. Braves, Phillies, Mets, Diamondbacks, Marlins all coming to town. Visit nationals.com/Nats pass for all the details. $75. It's a good deal. Standing room only.
Roark tomorrow, Scherzer Sunday night. Danny Espinosa out to right. Jay Bruce, 1-2-3 for Syndergaard. After a long first inning, that's just what he needed.
Nationals making 7 additions to their roster today, calling up 7 new faces, including one guy who's not really a new face. Old pal Sean Burnett back in the big leagues for the first time since the 2014 season when he only appeared in 3 games. It's been a long road back for Sean. This is the 4th organization he's been a part of since opening day, and admitted earlier today he mentally got to some low places this year when in the minors, wondering if he'd ever really get the chance again. He rode the buses, he worked hard, and now he's back with the organization that he made the playoffs with in 2012. He called this very special and a great feeling, and Ryan Zimmerman telling me a little bit earlier today that Sean is one of the best teammates he's ever had. He said he's great at what he does, but he's an incredibly funny guy. He's a great guy too. The Nationals are really happy to have Sean back up with their organization, and Sean is thrilled for another chance to be back in the big leagues, guys.
Definitely our highlight this afternoon, seeing him in the clubhouse. First pitch, bottom of the second. Flores pops it up. By the way, Dan's with our Coons.com sideline report. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. So there's your reason for the 13-man bullpen, FP, right there.
And Dusty Baker talking today about he has to learn those guys. You know, he doesn't know about Matt Grace, Rafael Martin, Matt Latos. He does a little bit, but there's certain guys out there that he's got to figure out when and how to use them.
Curtis Granderson. And as we think back on the season series between these two ball clubs, this is the guy, as FP has said many times, seems to be always on pace. 317 against the Nats this year. Seems like 417 or more. And he's down in the order now with Jose Reyes emerging as their leadoff guy, and then Jay Bruce in the cleanup spot. Three and one, Kelly Johnson on deck. Pretty good on the slider. Granderson had to check his swing and fight it off.
A couple of sliders tonight. They've both been nice. One to Reyes, now one to Granderson.
Had him reaching. Fly ball to center. Trey Turner. A.J. Cole executing some pitches early in the game here.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one on this Friday night, look forward to Miller Time later in the ballgame. That's brought to you by Miller Lite.
Here's Kelly Johnson, the only Met, and he was a member of the Braves when this happened, who has hit against A.J. Cole. 1 for 2 with a couple of RBIs. Good run on that fastball, and even though Wilson Ramos dropped it, AJ got the call. Kelly Johnson, since returning to the Mets, 286 in 61 games. It's been back and forth twice between Atlanta and New York last year and this season.
AJ's got a nice rhythm going right now. Nice flow to the ball game. Just play and catch with Wilson, basically.
Yeah, pops up another hitter. So it'll carry out to Jason Worth. Not a problem living in the air as long as they're not hard hit. 3 of those in that inning. 1-0 Nats, and Trey Turner about to bat second. Well, we've looked at those plays over and over again, and Trey Turner was safe on every one of them. He will bat second after A.J. Cole here, top of the third in New York, 1-0 Washington. A.J. 0 for 2 this year, 0 for 4 as a big league hitter. Syndergaard's 40th pitch, his 30th strike.
AJ looks hitterish. I like the stance. Let's see if he can check in right here on 100.
That would be a first hit to remember. Eric Cooper out of the way on the foul ball.
Hey, that was close. Close to a double and close to killing the first base hum.
If Eric Cooper knew it had that much slice on it, he might have gone the other way, but it was chasing him. Oh, 2 pitch. Slider. Second K for Noah Syndergaard. So the first time around, the Nationals go 1 for 7 with a walk and a sac fly. Let's go inside the numbers with Jeep. So since the 12th of August, just about 3 weeks ago, Trey Turner just hitting the ball great, extra base hits, driving and runs, scoring and stealing. And when he stole his 19th of the season, he set a Nationals rookie record for steals in the season. Then he went one better, and he's at 20 out of 23.
23 for 23 live. The only person that can throw him out is instant replay.
Ooh, that's up and in. And it got the bat, thank goodness.
So check this out. If you're a younger player or coach, this is how you steal third base. Watch Trey Turner, top of the screen, get some momentum, a hop into his steal. The reason he can do that is he's listening for his third base coach, Bob Henley, to scream back. But watch the momentum starter here. He's not going from a flat-footed start. There's a hop and a skip, and that's where the stolen base was created, right there. It's textbook. I mean, like I say all the time, somebody really coached this kid well. He is a very polished player for his age at this level.
1-2 to Turner now on a check swing that was just called. He gets jammed and fights it off. Jammed again. Over to the left side on a broken bat to Jose Reyes, who knew he had to get rid of that thing. Thursday night football on WUSA 9, almost here. In just 13 days, the Jets will face the Bills. Thursday night football, September 15th, only on WUSA 9. Bases empty, 2 outs. Jason Worth hit the ball well first time up. Line out to short.
Well, Nats looked like the Redskins today when they were stretching before batting practice. There were so many players here.
Yeah, after that first scoring drive, the offense has slowed down here a little bit. Pitching and defense, excellent so far. Brian Goodwin's back. Pedro Severino is back.
There's going to be more called up too. You'd think Ronaldo Lopez will get another chance at a start here maybe soon. Lucas Giolito, I mean, there might be a few more.
Yeah, Homer Defoe, significant big league time this year. 1-1 and Worth drills it to right center. Granderson going back. He'll reach it halfway onto the track, and his momentum carried him to the 380 mark as Jason drilled it the other way. 8 in a row for Syndergaard now, with a little help from his defense now.
chilling in the dugout. You can chill at Nats Park for the music party on Monday, September 5th, 1:30 to 3:30. There's music from Joe Backman, not Wally Backman, and the Tailgaters. There's a mechanical bull. You can rope whatever you want to rope. Tickets start at $20. Nats Braves. There's a concert. Budweiser, Bud Light, soda. All that's included.
That's it.
So go to the yard and rope something. Visit nationals.com/budmusic for tickets and details. I would not try to rope that guy. I'll tell you that right now.
Everybody in the row wants to be Thor.
Motley Crue in the house.
A.J. Cole against Rene Rivera catching for the Mets tonight. 31 pitches, 22 strikes, first inning, 1 single.
Which Nat player would you take in a roping contest if you could pick one?
Coda Glover.
Coda Glover.
Probably knows all about Will Rogers from Oklahoma, knows how to rope something.
Well, I disagree. Coda Glover would tackle whatever he's going to rope. Maybe Murphy.
I'm going with Coda Glover.
I'm going with Clint Robinson. I feel like he could rope something. And Danny Espinosa would be my second choice. He owns a ranch. He should know how to rope some things.
Yes.
That would be a tough thing to rope.
Yeah, that'd be like trying to rope the wind right there.
An echo.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Did he go? Eric Cooper says no. 2-2. Rivera, 33-year-old catcher. 2-2 pitch. Way outside. Syndergaard can handle the bat. In fact, he's hit 3 home runs this year, so don't walk the number 8 guy in front of him. Right field, and Bryce Harper stops. He knows it's out of play. Into the 8 o'clock hour here. Ball game started at 7:12. Got the gang all here. Our Masson crew, BC, FP, DK, all of our great guys in the truck, working with our local New York crew, one of the best in baseball. And the Nats have a lead because of Trey Turner in the first inning. Got him. Foul tip. It stayed in the mid of Wilson Ramos. Second K for A.J. Cole. Nissan will track it.
And you just see the confidence growing every outing, every pitch with A.J. Cole. He's got such a nice fluid motion, a nice rhythm to this ball game, and you know even his misses are close. So he's all around the strike zone, and then it seems like he has a little extra giddy up, even though it's saying 91, 92. We've seen a lot of hitters late on his heater.
A great look at the redirect there on the tip, right into the top of Wilson's webbing. And now it's strike 1 to Noah Syndergaard. 7 for 48 this year, 3 homers and 6 RBIs. Pitch up and a pop-up. Anthony Rendon is under it. First time around, the Mets go 1 for 9. Next 5 ball games, as we told you already, Tanner Roark, Robert Gazelman tomorrow night, Max Scherzer, Seth Lugo on Sunday, and the Braves are in for 3. And make a note, Monday is Labor Day special, 4 o'clock starting time. WUSA 9 will join us.
Sounds like you can rope tomorrow's pitcher for the Mets.
I don't know how fast of a Gazelman he is. Jose Lobaton and Tanner charting before starting tomorrow. Here's Reyes. Boy, he's been in swing mode since he stepped into the box in the first inning. Off-speed pitch, a good one, had Reyes way out in front. A.J. Cole, a very impressive 3 innings. Daniel Murphy, a very impressive season, brought to you by Honda. He's our do-up, especially when it comes to facing the Mets. They walked him first time. He will lead off in a moment.
Brought to you by Dominion National, providing innovative, high-value dental and vision benefits for area employers and individuals. Smile! It's Friday, and you're crushing a beer at the yard. Some Nats fans making the trip. A couple Nata dudes sitting behind the third base dugout. Good seats.
Here he is, Daniel Murphy. Tough to walk him, only 32 all year. It's tough to strike him out as well, only 51 all year.
He's having a conversation before a pitch. We haven't seen that before. I think he was asking, where's Mr. Met? Pretty sure.
That's a fair ball. Good play, corralled by the first baseman, Wilmer Flores. A shortstop by trade with great hands, and on to Syndergaard for the out.
Hit it pretty well, but Wilmer Flores with a beautiful play. Good feed, Syndergaard getting over the bag, robbing Daniel Murphy of extra bases. And the fans here apparently didn't appreciate the play. They're booing.
I love the way they boo 2, 3, and 4. Worth, Murphy, Harper.
Maybe Max.
3 of their least favorite players.
Got the boos going.
They'll boo Max when he's introduced Sunday night. Bryce got the job done. The sac fly, the difference in the game with Turner at third, 1 out, first inning. RBI number 76. That's a swing, says Adrian Johnson.
Gearing up for 100, got 88, changeup.
So Bryce, 2 RBIs on the trip.
Better get it in there. So did you hear Noah Syndergaard's against the wave here at Citi Field? He tweeted recently, very happy we won, but I want the name and the address of the person who started the wave here tonight. So he is on an anti-wave movement.
He's going to stop by the guy's house and have a chat with him.
He also went on to say the wave isn't cool anymore. And I am suddenly a Noah Syndergaard fan.
I would tend to agree.
You know he stops that, don't you? He just throws one up in the stands at 100. I'll stop the wave every time. Just launch one.
Yeah, and that'll have a price tag attached to it.
Just say it slipped.
2-2, 1 out. Bryce Harper works it to 3-2. So Mercedes-Benz on the pitch track. I mean, we've gone from way down to way out to way in here. 3-2 to Harper. And he's going to hit one out to left center. Ball's got some speed on it. It'll plug the gap in an extra base hit for Bryce. Great job of taking a hard throwing right-hander the other way. And for Bryce Harper with 23 homers, a triple, now 21 doubles.
Beautiful swing by Bryce. A fastball riding away, but it was up. Do you know how hard it is to get on top of a high 90s fastball and drill it into the gap? Like, this is not easy. Bryce Harper with another good at-bat, his second of the night. He starts getting on top of that high cheese. Look out.
45 extra base hits for Bryce now. Here's Anthony Rendon, fly ball to left, his first time. Nats finally have their second hit. Turner, the only successful one before that AB. Syndergaard had retired 9 straight. The second baseman, Kelly Johnson, maneuvering in the area of the bag, not that close. Syndergaard stepped off.
Well, you see Rivera, he was telling Syndergaard, don't forget about the runner. Sometimes Syndergaard gets so locked into his pitch. I was told by some of his coaches today that he forgets about the runners.
And that'd be big with one out.
Bryce is trying to steal third.
Fastball up to Rendon. Counts even, 1-1. Syndergaard, a new career high in wins this year with 12. 26 start. 21-14 career. And tonight's his 50th major league start.
Bryce trying to get that same momentum we showed you that Trey Turner had when he stole third. Syndergaard stopping him.
And Rendon gets under one. Medium left center. Cespedes, the left fielder, takes charge. 2 outs. This September, join Major League Baseball in the fight against pediatric cancer. And that's what we're all about with the yellow ribbon tonight. We would love it right now if you would log on to MLBcommunity.org to learn more. Let's do something for our kids. Pediatric cancer, we need to fight it. Log on to MLBcommunity.org. Well done, Wilson Ramos. Umpires, Mets, Nats, everybody affiliated with Major League Baseball in the ballpark tonight. Wilson Ramos looking for RBI number 72 or more.
Get something to hit right here with Clint Robinson on deck. They're going to go talk about how they want to treat this situation. Remember the other night in Philadelphia, there was a base open. The Phillies pitched to Wilson. He drove in a big run. But you got a guy on deck right now that's shot Noah Syndergaard out of the yard a few times. So You're thinking Wilson might get something to hit right here.
Harper started, stopped after a couple of steps, and back to second on the 1-1 count.
Yeah, you can steal third right here with 2 outs. You just have to be safe. Cespedes can really throw in left.
Well, Harper got a great jump. Another steal without a throw. So the Nats have swiped third base tonight, and Rivera hasn't thrown it down there yet. 4 steals for the boys tonight, and 96 for the Nats.
19th on the year for Bryce. He's 1 away from 2020, and this takes Cespedes' arm out of the equation should Wilson Ramos get a base hit to left. So that's valuable with 2 outs. Cespedes can really throw.
Well, Bryce had his rookie record broken by Turner. Here's a 1-2 to Ramos. And Wilson up the middle with a base hit. So the running game, fabulous for the Nationals tonight. Wilson Ramos does check in with number 72, 2-0 Washington.
Hey, keep trying the Buffalo, and he keeps making you pay. Big 2-out knock right there by Wilson Ramos, and he did see something to hit. Bryce Harper with a beautiful piece of hit. Nice steal of third, and that's up 2-0.
There's Clint Robinson.
If Wilson Ramos goes, we got some news.
Homer Flores probably saying, "You're not going, are you?"
I think he could make it.
Robinson lays off one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Big run to pick up with 2-3-4 coming up for the Mets. And Clint will be reaching for that one to Kelly Johnson. So the Nats have done a great job of taking advantage of 3 hits for 2 runs. And the 4th inning of Nationals baseball is brought to you by the RAV4 Hybrid all-wheel drive and unexpected performance. Visit buyatoyota.com tonight. The Empire State Building, Freedom Tower in the distance over in Manhattan.
Waiting for something to cheer about. A.J. Cole taking care of that so far. The Peanuts finished their 2016 regular season at the Fitz with an extended Labor Day weekend homestand tonight through the 5th. And it's all I need to tell you is There's Trump and Clinton bobbleheads tomorrow. Have fun with that one, everybody.
Bottom of the fourth. And so far, AJ has shut down the Mets, but there's not the same vibe in this ballpark. Remember the last time we were here in July, right before the All-Star break? I mean, they were really jacked to have the Nats in town. It was quite a weekend.
There was a buzz, but they're waiting to cheer. It's a good crowd, and AJ Cole's done a nice job of keeping them out of this one so far.
Bottom of the fourth. Cabrera, Cespedes, and Bruce. Two tough lefties with a right-hander in between. And ASDRUBAL has the Mets' only hit. Right under his bat. Strike one.
That was a strike. Okay.
That's got some run back to it. AJ averaging just under 15 pitches per inning. Kind of left that slider center cut there. Cabrera fouling it off. Ramos wants it upstairs. Didn't get it up there. Cabrera did, but it's foul and not that far off the orange pole out there, about a half section away.
He had a pinch hit homer in yesterday's game against the Marlins, big late in the game, and the Mets have 94 taters here at Citi Field this year. That's a franchise record, and Cabrera tried to keep this one fair, couldn't.
Now they've hit 180, 4 more than the Nats. Now Cabrera launches another one to right center. Trey Turner can't get it. Number 19 for ASDRUBAL Cabrera.
He is locked in. There's the blonde hair we're talking about. So a home run yesterday off the bench, a home run tonight against the Nats, making this a one-run game. Just missed one foul, then hit one fair.
Trey Turner gave it a great effort. AJ Cole had him 0-2. Now here's Cespedes. And a look out here.
Ooh.
That's up and in, but a strike. That brings the crowd alive. Now there's the vibe. Great slider. Cole, 4 home runs now given up in just over 15 innings this year. On a fastball up and away, AJ overpowered Cespedes with that one. Bryce has it, 1 out.
Well, here's the home run again, number 19 for Cabrera. You see the location. Up and right down the middle. Wilson Ramos wanted to bury that in on ASDRUBAL. And Trey Turner with a heck of an effort right there. Coda Glover not impressed.
Next up, Jay Bruce, who's hit 28. 3 is a Met.
Boy, that slider is late and sharp.
Yeah, Jay thought it was a fastball. That ball slowed down by the pitcher's glove, and that'll make it a base hit. Danny Espinosa was charging. Pardon me, Anthony Rendon with Espinosa, both charging. And now the Mets have the tying run aboard.
Well, just instinct for a pitcher, right? Comebacker. He didn't know there was someone standing right behind him, so he's trying to make this play. He didn't think he needed to jump. But Anthony Rendon was standing right behind him. He had no idea knowing that.
1 on, 1 out. Wilmer Flores, the hitter. Strike call on the slider. 1-1.
Couple of sliders away. We'll see if they go with the two-seamer in here for a ground ball. Maybe two-seamer away.
Flores 8 double play balls off his bat. It's another slider. It's a beauty. About knee high. 1 and 2.
You just don't see this very often anymore. Tripled up on the sliders. So 3 in a row to Wilmer Flores. All 3 of them pretty good pitches. He throw 4?
Well, you could tell by the swing he thought he was getting a heater. Or the half swing maybe. Another one. On the appeal, no swing, says Eric Cooper.
Wilmer Flores is thinking right now he's not going to throw me 5 in a row. And that's the exact reason why you do it.
Flores popped up to Espinosa first time.
Fastball here. No, slider.
5 in a row.
No way he throws me 6 in a row.
Well, and what you're verbalizing right now is what's going through the hitter's head, right? You just fight that mental battle.
That's what you're thinking up there. He's thinking it right now. No way he throws me 6 in a row. I got to be ready for the fastball right here. And AJ Cole's thinking, do I throw him 6 in a row? Let's see what Wilson Ramos says.
2-2 with 1 out. Still.
Sometimes you just got to get out of your own head and say, I'm looking for the fastball, I'll adjust to anything else. The game within the game.
Pitches first inning, then 12, then 13 in a long 4th inning here. AJ Cole facing his 4th batter.
6 sliders in the sequence. They're going with 7 right here, and it's the right pitch if he executes it.
3-2. Bruce running. It's low. 2 on, 1 out.
And for that last slider to work, it had to be in the zone for a little bit, and it wasn't. So those last 2 were easy takes for Wilmer Flores, especially after seeing so many.
Granderson next. Extended visit, and Gary Cedarstrom shows up. Espinosa playing right up the middle on the left-handed batter's shift. And that breaking ball, 76, comes back to grab a strike.
Either Curtis Granderson didn't like the call or he's mad at himself for not swinging.
Ton of room on that left side. Rendon has to stay at least in the area of third base. And Granderson does hit it the other way in the air. Anthony backtracks, lets Worth know he has it. 2 down. Kelly Johnson next for the Mets. Johnson went that way first time, flew out to Jason Worth. Murphy in right field on the shift.
Wilson really liking AJ's slider right now. He is letting him use it.
Turned over the changeup, 2-0. Kelly Johnson quite productive since coming over to the Mets. 61 games previously, 286, 8 of his 9 home runs, 20 of his 30 RBIs on the year. 3-0. Right-handed catcher, the number 8 hitter on deck, Rene Rivera.
Terry Collins give him the green light here, 3-0.
Yeah, he did.
You know how I knew there was a green light? Because Tim Tuffle didn't give a sign at all. He was just still down there. And a lot of times that's a decoy that the hitter has the green light. Some guys will give the take sign in fair territory, toward fair territory. That means take. But if you do it toward the dugout the other way, that means green light. Tim Tuffle did nothing.
3-1 count now. One-run game thanks to the Cabrera homer. AJ missing his spot, but he gets the foul ball with Ramos set up away. Bruce and Flores on the move. Swing and a miss. The slider again. AJ Cole gives up the leadoff homer. A single, a walk later in the inning with poise. Works out of it, and the Nationals still lead.
Looking for the NYPD. We can't find him anywhere. There's a lot of theft going on here at Citi Field. Trea Turner, run till they tag you. Not even throwing. I don't know why he didn't steal home. He did on a sac fly. Daniel Murphy getting in on the act. Bryce Harper saying thank you very much. So 4 steals so far in the game, and that's running all over the place. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance for your Geico highlights.
Franchise record in the game 7, the 86 Expos. That's a year they remember around here. Here's Danny. Cole to follow, and then Turner top of the 5th. Time to refire the offense if they can against Noah Syndergaard. 70 pitches in 4 innings. Espinosa fly ball to right first time up.
I bet you Tim Raines was in on that. 7 stolen bases. So I saw Rusty Staub before the game, and I went up to him. He was in the media room here. I said, "Hey, did you hear about Jayson Werth's on base streak tying you?" He goes, "Yeah, somebody called me and said someone tied one of your records." I said, "I don't know which one it was." Speaking of the Expos, Rusty here.
Tim Raines stole 70 bases for that ball club. Mitch Webster 36, and Andre Dawson swiping some as well, 18. The ball's coming back fair. The shortstop Cabrera called off the third baseman Reyes. 1 out, top of the 5th inning.
Forever linked, Rusty Staub and Jayson Werth.
Al Newman and Herm Winningham, the other 2 Expos on that team, in double-digit steals.
Basically, the reason I said that is I didn't think Rusty Staub cared a bit. You're just like, yeah, somebody called me.
One ball, 1 strike to A.J. Cole, struck out swinging first time.
A 7-train army out of town for the weekend. There's nobody out there in right center field. All the orange shirts. They just said, "See ya."
Don't tell me they're watching tennis.
Oh, it's Labor Day weekend. They jammed.
2-1 to A.J. Up the middle. Coming forward on that 3rd hop to grab it ASDRUBAL Cabrera. 2 outs. Let's go inside the numbers, brought to you by Jeep. Look at this. 29 road games in the division. The Nats have only lost 7 of those. 2 here. Great winning percentage. The run differential crazy. ERA good. And not allowing the home teams to hit very much at all. Now with Trea Turner coming in, the Nats now have 96 steals on the year. All of last season, they had 57. Only team that had fewer, the Mets, 51. So we knew the Nats would have a better running ball club this year. Ben Revere coming over and Michael A. Taylor. We didn't know much about what kind of impact Trea Turner would have, but boy has he.
And Bryce too. He didn't steal it all last year.
Turner right off the end of the bat, short right center, and Noah Syndergaard has turned his evening around. So we're halfway through at Citi Field. Washington 2, New York 1.
First big league start of this season against the Orioles in Baltimore, in which he allowed a home run to Mark Trumbo. Dusty Baker noted that he was particularly impressed with Cole's ability to put that home run behind him and move on with his outing and give the Nationals a few quality innings after that. And I asked Cole about that. It's not always easy for a young pitcher, especially on the road, to put a tough home run allowed behind you. I said, AJ, how have you maybe gotten better at that over the course of your career? He chuckled. He said, well, I've given up a bunch of them, so I've gotten lots of experience. But he said he feels like he has improved at that over his career, kind of turning the page, realizing that a home run isn't the worst thing in the world, even a big one. You can still go out there and help your ball club after that. And he did that last inning, guys. He gave up the home run to Cabrera, but he bounced back in a tough situation to get out of a jam, and his Nationals still have a lead as we go to the bottom of the fifth.
Yeah, and Dan, in that game in Baltimore, he would go on to pitch 4 more innings after the 3-run Trumbo homer, give up only 1 hit, 1 walk the rest of the way in going 7 against one of the high-powered offenses in baseball. So Dan with Arcoons.com, sideline report, over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. Here's Rene Rivera. Front door slider for a strike.
We have to be able to do that at this level. Turn the page. You know, if you make an error at shortstop, you have to be ready for the next ball. It can't turn into 2 or 3 errors on the night. Same way as a pitcher. You give up a home run, turn the page.
Had him reaching, good pitch. Angling his way over, Daniel Murphy. First out, bottom of the 5th.
I mean, it's really as simple as saying, you know, they drive fancy cars too. And their job is to get hits off you and hit homers off you. It's a simplistic way to look at it, but
well, it was Bear Bryant who once said, you know, the other team's on scholarship too. Sometimes they do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, he drives fancy cars.
There's SYNDERGAARD. Fouled out to Rendon first time. AJ Cole living and loving that slider with Wilson Ramos right now. And he goes with the fastball and misses inside.
Who has blonder hair? Mets shortstop or the Mets pitcher? Go.
I think it's the shortstop.
I think so too.
Hey, if you're hitting like he can, show up in green or purple. Swing and a miss. AJ Cole, 4th strikeout. He's now retired 4 straight since that walk to Flores. So the turnaround that Dan mentioned a moment ago, still going on.
I just love the delivery, how everything's on time. He's very slow. He's staying over the mound. His head's perfectly still. So his release point's out in front. He's keeping the ball down, and he's kept him off balance with that slider that's breaking late.
And Nissan tracking a good one. Breaking ball outside to Jose Reyes. 0 for 2. Swinging strikeout, grounder to Murphy.
Little reset, walk off the mound.
Jose liking the high fastball tonight. He's tried to go after several of those and fouled them all off.
Keep throwing them up there.
Yeah. Easing not going much better for the Marlins. They're now in the 5th inning at Cleveland, trailing 4-0.
It's foul ball. Picture of a foul ball.
Fans and technology. 3-2. Dangerous hitter on deck. The Nats want the inning to end right here. He's 2 for 2. 2 of their 3 hits. Reyes will hit a pop-up right side for Clint Robinson. Hey, bottom line, through 5, the Nats have the lead. A.J. Cole is matching Noah Syndergaard pitch for pitch in the Big Apple on a Friday night in September. Ball brought to you by T-Mobile. Hunter Pence broke up a no-hitter by John Lester at Wrigley today. 7th inning, he went right down the left field line. First hit, first run, but guess what? The Cubs won 2-1. John Lester, 13 bids of at least 5 innings pitched. Who does he think he is? Max Scherzer and David Price of the Red Sox. One of the reasons they're just 2 back of Toronto and 2 ahead of Baltimore in the AL East. Getting it done lately. Nats fans looking for some add-on runs. Top 6, here's Worth. Jason's hit 2 balls on the button tonight. Line drive to short and then a deep line drive to right center. Run down by Curtis Granderson.
When is it time for any ball club to start talking about magic numbers? Not the Nats, just any ball club that's in first place.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe start hearing it when it gets under 20, maybe around 15. Because you know that's at least 2 weeks worth of baseball right there. It's at 20 right now, right?
And the Cubs is 14.
Yeah, the Cubs might have the supreme challenge of challenging themselves down the stretch. Perfect pitch right on the outside edge. 2-2, Jason Worth. Got a fastball. Right side, Kelly Johnson. Nationals box, go to the first. Turner, single, steal, steal. Then he scores on a short fly ball by Bryce Harper. In the 4th, a 1-out double by Bryce Harper. He stole 3rd. And with 2 outs, scored on a Wilson Ramos bouncer up the middle. So Harper 76 RBIs, Ramos 72. Murphy hit the ball hard last time, picked near the first baseline by Wilmer Flores. He walked and stole a base back in the 1st. So Murphy against Syndergaard, career 2 for 8, 2 RBIs. Trying to frame it, Rivera. Ball one.
Well, that's how you have to go into Daniel Murphy. You know, try to paint the black part of the plate. But we've seen so many pitchers miss in there and him do damage. I wouldn't even flirt with it. I'd say, here's your single to left, and thanks for coming.
1-1. And Syndergaard 91 with sink. Just his third strikeout tonight, but a heck of a pitch.
So Murphy was late on the fastball in, 2-1. So what do you tell yourself as a hitter? Gear up. I got to start my swing sooner to get to that fastball. He's looking fastball in right here. His eyes tell him right there it's a fastball in. And he was out in front because he was trying to get to the pitch that he just fouled off.
Harper, perfect night. Sac fly, double, steal, and a run. So nobody has pulled the base hit tonight. Turner first inning to the right side. Bryce left center gap with his double.
Mini Bryce. Got the eye black on. He's ready.
Then Wilson Ramos his base hit up the middle. 2-0.
Just guessing that's a Bryce Harper fan. Captain Obvious statement. He has to have 34 on, doesn't he?
I would think.
Well, he's rooting for a green light right now. I'll guarantee it.
Harper against Syndergaard, 5 for 15 career, 2 RBIs. He just rockets one to right. Jay Bruce over to grab it. All that needed was altitude. And now after 5.5, Syndergaard and Cole having some kind of duel tonight. 2-1 Nationals.
Pitches right now. Has done a real nice job tonight of mixing things up. Fastball command, his rhythm, his tempo. The slider has been nice. Got out of a jam, getting Curtis Granderson to pop up in the 4th and then striking out Kelly Johnson on a 3-2 slider. So AJ Cole stealing the show so far in this one. It's time for Toyota Case for Kids. The Washington area Toyota dealers want to help children and their families by making a $37 donation to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season.
Here's that 2-3-4 combo again. Last time up, leading off the fourth, Cabrera almost homered on an 0-2 pitch. Fouled down the line, and then he did on a high towering drive to right center. So ASDRUBAL, one short of 20, has driven in 47 runs. Curveball up 74. 1-1.
A one-run game, getting late, you're getting close to your pitch count. Make him beat you the other way. He's proven to you he can pull your fastball. Make him hit the ball to left.
You almost wanted that pitch up, and it's the slider up in the zone. 1-2.
That's not where he wanted it. I think he got away with one right there. That was right down the middle.
Agreed. Down and in. ASDRUBAL an outside chance to reach his career high. 25 homers with Cleveland 5 years ago. Drove in 92 that year. And a 2-2 pitch. Just a little bit low.
Close. I think AJ Cole thought this was strike three. What did pitch track think? Close.
(3-2) and he went off speed, missed. Tying runs on base, leading off the sixth. Cespedes next. Second walk of the night for AJ. Mets box score. Cabrera swing in the fourth. They extended their scoring offense. He had also singled back in the first. Jay Bruce, an infield hit later in the fourth and a walk by Flores, but Cole shut the door. So here's Cespedes, who has hit fly balls to center and to right. Dangerous guy when he has seen you twice. Reaching for that slider. It'll stay in the yard by a big margin, and Worth is there. Big out, sixth inning.
Huge out. Yeah, Dusty Baker has 13 pitchers in his bullpen at his disposal tonight. He can play matchup ball from here on out if he wants, at least till he gets to his closer if it stays like this. But he's liking what we're liking tonight. AJ Cole is not scared, going right after Cespedes, and that ball breaking just enough at the very end to pop him up.
Yeah, you could see his reaction when he made contact. He knew it would stand. Here's Jay Bruce, a high bouncer off Cole's glove for an infield hit last time, and it's ball one away.
Same way with Jay Bruce, pull side pop, make him beat you the other way.
Mark Zepchinski is up. Four lefties now with the addition of Sean Burnett and Matt Grace. That's in there. And Mercedes-Benz will track strike one.
Perfect 2-0 pitch. I mean, you can't just lay it in there. It's on the outside part of the plate. Clearly a strike.
Hey, that's perfect when you throw one out there and you get a strike.
I love when you think of pitch as a strike.
Then he throws 90 in or half by Jay Bruce. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And then you look at pitch track and it's 4 feet outside. But Gary Cederstrom's in the same rhythm that AJ Cole's in. He's noticed that he's around the plate all night. He's looking for strikes. He always has been that kind of umpire. He likes to call strikes.
28 years behind the plate counting this season for Gary. And around the infield. 2-2 pitch with 1 out, way out there. So Dusty must be thinking if the inning makes it to Granderson, that's why Zybcinski is throwing. But as you've talked before, he's so good against righties too.
Gotta start Cabrera here, don't you?
It'll be interesting. Short lead, he started and stopped, and maybe a good thing he did. No strikeout, throw out, double play, and they're booing Jay Bruce in New York, hitting about $190 with them since coming over. AJ Cole, strikeout number 5.
Well, they were chanting Bruce last time up when he got a hit. They're booing him this time up, so either way, it's going to be the same thing no matter what he does. They're either chanting his last name or booing him.
Wilmer Flores, the hitter.
And a good thing, like you said, they didn't start Cabrera.
Flores a pop-up and a walk.
They're chanting Bruce last night at Nats Park, I bet.
Bruce the boss. Jammed him into a pop-up. Daniel Murphy. AJ Cole, 1 run on 3 hits through 6 at Citi Field in September. Well done. Is he done? We'll wait and see. Contour get right to the good stuff. Trey Turner got the Nats right out of the gate tonight with an exciting single, steal, come home on a short fly ball sequence. That was Bryce driving that in. And then Harper scored in the 4th after he doubled with 1 out. Wilson Ramos brought him in. Meanwhile, AJ Cole brilliant through 98 pitches, 6 innings, couple of walks, 5 strikeouts, and just 1 run on 3 hits. Anthony Rendon, 2 fly balls to left. Noah Syndergaard has thrown 93. 66 strikes. Way inside to Anthony. Hitting .273 this year. .272 career against the Mets. By the way, same number of strikes through 6 as Syndergaard, 66. Anthony thought that ball was going to stay up, and diving it went 2-1. When you watch Rendon hit, opposing defenses play him about as straight away as any hitter in baseball. He and JAYSON WERTH. 3-1. Now Granderson, as we say that, moves a little toward right center. Big swing by Rendon. It's 3-2. J. Cole. They wouldn't have to hit for him unless it went down 5 batters here in the 7th. And Rendon off the end of the bat, short right field. Kelly Johnson out to grab it, 1 down. So you Nets Plus members, 2017 memberships on sale now. You can still secure your 2016 postseason tickets and guarantee access to the 18 All-Star Game. Enjoy the exclusive experiences, rewards, and access that membership provides. 202-675-NATS. Nationals.com/Nats Plus. Join us now. Wilson Ramos 1 for 2.
I mean, you looked at the matchup tonight on paper and you said advantage Mets if you hadn't seen baseball your whole life, and you know that that's never how it goes. I mean, talk about stepping up in a tough environment for a young pitcher. You know, we talked about Lucas Giolito pitching this ballpark and how tough that is as a young guy to come into New York. Even in veteran players will tell you, when you come in to play the Yankees or the Mets, the crowd, they're into it. It's an intimidating place. But to go up against Noah Syndergaard on a Friday night at Citi Field and do what A.J. Cole did tonight, outstanding. And I don't know if he's done yet. I think he is, but we don't know.
Yeah, there is a left-handed batter. In fact, 2 of them leading off in the 7th, in Granderson and Kelly Johnson. Both bullpens working. Zipchinski still chunking out there. Ramos on a tapper. Syndergaard will throw him out. 2 outs, top of the 7th. And this could be it for him too if the Mets get anybody on in the bottom of the inning. When you have insight, you know how to handle your finances with confidence. Stephen Drew tonight with Potomac, he got 3 at bats. It's just fantastic news that Stephen is feeling good enough to play. He's been outstanding for the Nats this year. It's all brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you.
Pinch hitting 300. That number is really good.
Yeah, who does that?
Clutch homers. He's played great defense wherever Dusty's put him.
There's Fernando Salas. Strike call. Ryan Zimmerman could be hitting in the 9th spot if the Nats can get a couple of guys on here in the 7th. Clint Robinson 0 for 2 usually gets at least a hit or a walk or both when he gets a starting assignment. Not exactly easy tonight against a guy throwing 98 plus.
Well, we showed you the home run, and everything's been away to Clint for the most part tonight. Syndergaard not flirting with that inner half. Get you a pitch, give it a ride.
Espinosa waiting. And Clint Robinson. Ooh, strike 2. Not to first base yet, and he was surprised by the call, as I was.
Clint never says a word, so Gary Cederstrom might be thinking, I missed that. Change up.
don't see many called strikes up there. And now Robinson strikes out. Syndergaard just 4 Ks through 7. Pretty good night for him. We'll see if he's done in a 2-1 game.
Let's go, Nats!
To the bottom of the 7th, A.J. Cole. A fantastic evening in enemy territory. Mark Zepchinski now will try to give the Nats that first step toward these last 9 outs. Granderson and Johnson, 2 lefties for the Mets, and for Mark, already his 5th appearance for Washington. Curtis Granderson, 3 for 6 career against him, with a walk and a home run.
A 2-seam fastball slider change. Slider lefties mostly.
And a tapper foul.
There's the sinker. He gets so many ground balls. 70% of his outs are ground balls.
Big breaking ball. Struck him out.
So we talked about Dusty Baker learning his new guys. Well, Zepchinski falls into that role, and the more times he comes in and gets lefties out with 20+ home runs in a 1-run game, the manager's confidence is going to rise every single time. So that's a huge first out here in the 7th.
There's Kelly Johnson, 0 for 1 against Zepchinski career.
Plus, I think for a lot of guys, there should be motivation right now to make the playoff roster.
Absolutely.
So the guys that are fringy that, you don't know, well, there's your motivation every time you go out there in the month of September, regardless of the standings. And there's some guys that got called up today that if they do well have a chance to make the roster. You just have to be in the organization by August 31st.
0-2. Mark went right after him with a heater under the hands. There's Coda Glover. Rene Rivera, right-hander on deck. This bench kind of interesting. Their two right-handed batters are catchers, d'Arnaud and Plawecki. And they have three left-handed other position players. Inside the Numbers brought to you by PNC Bank. Perfect nearly against the Phillies. Melanson 2 for 2. 2 total walks and nothing. Look at that. No hits, no runs, 6 innings.
Mike Maddox has done a fantastic job this year with his staff. And our bad for not talking about him more. It's just he's such a grinder. He's so good at picking up things with every single guy. But he has been a fantastic addition to this organization.
Swing and a miss. Two established big league hitters, and Zepchinski strikes them both out. 2 down, 7th inning.
And getting ahead with the fastball, then goes with the slider for strike 3. Another guy with some pop. So iChart getting it done so far here in the 7th.
First career matchup with Rivera, who Cole struck out and popped up.
Dusty liking what he's seen so much that he's leaving him in against a righty, but he's handled righties this year better than lefties, at least average-wise.
Yeah, what a luxury. Rookie infielder switch hitting Ty Kelly on deck. And just as we say that, here comes Travis d'Arnaud. 3-1 with 2 outs. Walked him. Tying runs on.
Now you got it. Well, let's see if Terry Collins decides to pinch run for his catcher. He has a second catcher, Travis d'Arnaud, hitting right now.
Travis d'Arnaud has never faced Mark Zepchinski.
And the reason I say that, with rosters expanded, you see all kinds of stuff you normally don't see in the regular season in the month of September. It allows you to pinch run for your catcher because maybe you're carrying 3 all of a sudden.
There's d'Arnaud trying to make it a 3-2 ball game.
You got Plawecki on the roster now. You got d'Arnaud, so you have 3 catchers. Maybe Diaza runs if he gets into scoring position. We'll see.
Right off the end of the bat.
Looking at a scorecard.
And Ramos picks that one in the dirt. Travis d'Arnaud's had all those concussions over the last couple of years we've talked about. This year, after just 13 games, weakness in his right shoulder put him on the DL. And a 1-2 pitch. Hit him. Down he goes, and 2 men on base after 2 outs. All right, we'll give you Jose Reyes splits here. 366 right-handed, 269 left-handed.
Well, here comes Coda Glover. Dusty Baker going to go double switch. He's walking to tell Gary Cederstrom.
So the inning started with 2 quick outs. Then a walk and a hit batter.
I think Ryan Zimmerman might be coming in this game. We'll see.
Wheels turning, bottom of the 7th. Get used to it. It's September. Telecast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. So across from the Big Apple here in Queens, Flushing, New York, actually. A lot of things happening here. Coda Glover, the 23-year-old right-hander, will appear against the Mets for the first time. It's his 10th game as a National.
Yeah, big situation for the young right-hander. Fastball upper 90s, slider upper 80s. Opponent's hitting 171 against Coda. He is trying to preserve the lead and the potential win. The first major league win for A.J. Cole.
All right, first of all, the pinch runner at second. Now they bring in Ty Kelly to run for Rivera. Ryan Zimmerman double switch. He'll bat second in the 8th, 9th in the order. The Nats pitcher is batting 7th now. And here's Jose Reyes. So the split's much lower, almost 100 points lower from the left side of the plate. The ball cutting right in on him, and he fouled it straight down.
Yeah, slider, 91-91. And I'm just assuming that Kelly's really fast. I have no idea.
Not a lot of stolen bases in the minor leagues. 0-2, down and in.
chasing that fastball up. I wonder if Wilson's thinking about elevating here to 2-strike count with that 98.
Ooh, he tried to bring that around the back door. Didn't get the call, and it's 2-2.
4 sliders, all of them close. This one I don't think came around the corner. Yeah, Reyes has no idea how fast Glover's fastball is. Five sliders on a guy that almost throws 100.
And we've seen how aggressive Jose's been tonight. Whenever he has seen a high fastball, even out of the zone, he's been hacking.
Well, this is the pitch you want to seal the deal. You don't want to give Kelly a head start in a 3-2 count.
So that was 98 away. Cue shot right off the end of the bat. Dangerous hitter on deck the way ASDRUBAL's going. Swing and a miss on 97.
I mean, we are seeing some really good stuff from some young players in their first go-around in the Big Apple. Coda Glover just blowing it by Jose Reyes. That was clutch. Brought to you by Miller Lite, and we're going to make it that fastball you just saw right by Jose Reyes, and a fist pump from Coda Glover. So the young kid in the Big Apple in a huge situation against the ball clubs is chasing you, tie and run on second, not a problem for the Bear, Coda Glover.
Yeah, there are more people in this ballpark than they were in the town where he grew up. Coda Glover, big time strikeout. We're in the 8th inning.
Everybody on that bench realizing what the youngster just did.
And the Nats will face 31-year-old right-hander Fernando Salas. Came over from the Angels. He had 6 saves for them, second appearance with the Mets. Traded for a minor leaguer. Right-handed pitcher Eric Manoah. Danny Espinosa. Ball 1, 8th inning underway. Ryan Zimmerman next, and then Trey Turner.
Yeah, they went the other route there. They decided to use the slider to set up the fastball with Reyes. There's 2 ways you can do. You come in, blowing the doors off with 98. And then the hitter has to gear up to get to it, and you drop the slider. Or you drop the slider early and you save the 98 for late when he hasn't seen it.
And he barely got bat on the 98, didn't he? And then he struck out on the 97. Just amazing the arms these young guys have. Coming to the big leagues and coming out of these bullpens now.
Coming out throwing strikes.
2-1 to Danny. 0 for 2 tonight. Couple of balls in the air. On a pitch away to the screen it goes. Travis d'Arnaud stays in to catch. So the Mets pitcher is in the number 8 spot. Syndergaard maybe gets a loss. Cannot win the game. 3 hits, 2 runs in 7 innings, a walk, 4 strikeouts. Right down the middle. 1 out, 8th inning.
Watch the drive to the pennant with MLB.TV Premium. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on more than 400 support devices and enjoy free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Visit MLB.TV right now.
Ryan Zimmerman, 274 career against the Mets. None of that involving Fernando Salas, but 81 career RBIs against New York pitching. Oh, 2. Don't forget, just 13 days away, the Jets and the Bills. Thursday Night Football, WUSA 9. You can check it out September 15th, only on WUSA 9. 0-2 with 1 out.
Fighting.
Ryan staying in there.
Swing mode right now with 2 strikes. Not easy coming off the bench, something he hasn't done a whole lot in his career, but he's trying to scratch out a knock or more. It's a good take.
Nats have won 3 in a row. Mets have won 9 in their last 12. 9.5 games between these two. The spread at the top of the division. It's on the inside edge. Salas with a couple of called 3rd strikes. See if Trey Turner can generate something with 2 outs. Marlins have picked up a couple of runs at Cleveland, but trail 6-2 8th inning. So they are a game back of the Mets, who just won a series from them. And by the way, the Nats do not have a hit since Wilson Ramos grounder up the middle for a run back in the 4th. Turner trying to get a 2 for 4 night here. Maybe do some running.
Well, he's a party starter. I mean, he could start a party in the 1st inning, with nobody out. He can start a party in the 8th inning with 2 outs. Because when he gets to first base, it's on.
Takes a lot of personality to do that.
It does.
He's ahead 2-1.
And don't forget about a sneaky pop too.
Had a good rip, straight back it went. All right, 3-2. Right through the hole, and Trey Turner's aboard with 2 outs. So let's see how much partying remains in this game.
Oh, that was just a beautiful at bat by Trey Turner. So here comes the party, everybody. Trey Turner, the party starter, 2 outs, gets a 3-2 changeup and just hits it through the 5.5 hole and let the games begin. 2 stolen bases already tonight for Trey Turner. He basically manufactured a run in the top of the first all by himself with some help from Bryce Harper, and we'll see what he does here and what Terry Collins does to try to counter it.
I mean, he has 66 hits now. Hitting .347. 22 multi-hit games, including one you just saw happen again. Worth 0 for 3, but he struck it pretty solidly all 3 times. Salas a low throw. Flores had to dig it. And there's a little pressure on the New York infield defense right now and the pitcher. Here's our old friend Jerry Blevins with Murphy in mind, who's on deck. 2-1 Nats, top of the 8th. God hit the Mets 4-3, and Worth just got under one. Cespedes in for this one. Nationals are gone. First hit since the 4th. They've left only 3 runners tonight in a 2-1 game.
At Citi Field, Koda Glover out to start the bottom of the 8th inning. Glover's stuff obviously very impressive. That high 90s two-seamer, the off-speed stuff to go with it. But when talking about Koda Glover the other day, Dusty Baker didn't talk about his stuff. He talked about his character and what he sees from the right-hander in terms of his demeanor. He said he's a warrior. He's strong-willed. I can tell he's brave. He's not afraid of anything. He doesn't act like a rookie, and those are the same types of comments that you hear from players who have played from Glover at the AAA level, from the coaches who have been around him in this time with the Nationals. They love Glover's stuff. They love his demeanor, his mound presence, and his attitude as much, if not more.
Well, he's got a big-time test here. Cabrera, then Cespedes. That's have double barrel action going in their bullpen. More on that in a minute. Cabrera, perfect night, single, homer, walk. And there's that 96 tailing away and down. So the lefty is Oliver Perez, the righty Sean Kelly. Perez with Jay Bruce in mind, who's due up third in this inning.
I think if you pitch late in a ball game for a winning ball club, your makeup is just as important. But you know, 98 doesn't hurt anything. You go makeup plus 98, now you're talking. And I think it's starting to slow down for him a little bit.
Cabrera just one of those sequences for him where he's just flipping the bat out there and staying alive if he gets a tough two-strike pitch.
But as a young player, Carp, you first go around the big leagues, every little accomplishment adds tons of confidence to your game. So even the Reyes strikeout last inning is adding to his confidence this inning.
That's a beauty. Backdoor slider. And Cabrera unable to get it. So he has struck out both batters he's faced.
And maybe a little more confidence after this because he's got a big out to get in Cespedes now. I think the biggest, maybe the biggest of his young career. One-run game, a guy that can hit the ball far, and a guy that's thinking one thing. I mean, that's what Cespedes is doing right now. He's trying to leave.
Perfect at the knees. Checking to make sure Perez is ready. Or Perez, pardon me. That went upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Chance to really expand here in a 1-2 count with that slider and see if Cespedes will go with you. Don't need to throw a strike here. We'll chase that slider down and away with 2 strikes if you make it look like a strike for just a second.
And maybe the fastball up to get to it, huh? 2-1, bottom of the 8th. Busted bat, and I mean busted. Did you hear that? Little pop-up to Murphy, 2 outs.
I mean, now you know your stuff plays at this level. Big strikeout of Reyes. Big strikeout of a guy that just hit a jack for the 2nd day in a row in Cabrera. And now you have this guy coming up, one of the premier hitters in the league. And they go with a slider initially to get to the 98 up. A awkward check swing or whatever you want to call it by Cespedes. fish ain't biting on the slider, then you go slider again that backs up and actually works in your favor to break the bat. Good stuff from Coda Glover here tonight in Citi Field. Real good stuff.
He's going to get quite a reception, the equivalent of an inning to take us into the 8th. 2 down. Career, Coda Glover, very impressive. Now it's Oliver Perez, parts of 5 years with the Mets, 2006 through 10, and a big out to get against Jay Bruce.
He got crazy booed coming into this game. 2 pitches, fastball, slider. And opponent's hitting 259 against Oli Perez.
Jay Bruce, 1 walk, 3 career strikeouts against Perez. It's bullpen trying to pick up where it left off in Philadelphia. More formidable defense, or rather offensive club here to deal with. Big roundhouse curveball, 0-2. Who knows what windup we'll see now.
He even got booed by Max Scherzer. I like how Max just goes with the crowd and boos his own players. They got something working, they're sticking with it. It's good stuff.
Bat waved out there a little bit. Ball 1. And Jay Bruce, a pop-up, but it's back out of play.
He's got the sleep beard working tonight. It's a lot of work. Some serious carving.
Swing and a miss. And Jay Bruce now 0 for 9 career against Oliver Perez. The situational guys, the lefties, the righties, getting it done in New York tonight. We are right back with you, and Tanner Roark is looking for number 15. 2.87 ERA. It'll be his 28th start. The league's only hitting .236 against the efficient Nats right-hander. He'll be opposed by rookie Robert Gsellman, who has pitched in 2 games for the Mets, 1 start. We'll get you going with Nats Extra, 6:30 on Masson 2. FP and I join you from the booth at 7, straight up. First pitch around 7:10. Here's Jerry Blevins, the 32-year-old lefty, and he's making his quite busy 62nd appearance for the 2016 Mets.
Yeah, 3 pitches, fastball, curveball, change. You see righties hitting 178, lefties 239, fastball averaging 89 miles an hour.
Murphy first. Daniel 0 for 2 tonight, a walk, a steal. And looking to do something against Jerry Blevins, 0 for 9 career against him.
We're going to have a chat on that one. I think he said, I hope not. Probably asking, is that going to be as far out as you go? What kind of things you ask an umpire.
Fastball, base hit. He's taking it the other way, and that's what great hitters do. Hit number 163 for Daniel Murphy.
You can't stop him. Just take your Wade Boggs single in the 5.5 hole. Look at that. That's not Wade Boggs right there. And then there's the patented finish. Just another lousy hit for Daniel. Hits Murphy.
Bryce Harper 1 for 5 with a home run career and a walk against Blevins. 1 for 2 night. The daylights out of the ball right field last time, and Bruce went over to grab that line drive. So Bryce had 3 good at bats against Noah Syndergaard tonight.
You want the hit speeds? Sac fly worked 105, 111, and his swing tonight has looked like it did all last year. Let's just put it that way. 3 really good at bats for Bryce.
Let's see how Bryce hangs in against the lefty here. Soft on the curve, 70. Ball 2. There's Melanson. 2 innings of scoreless baseball by the bullpen tonight. Without a hit, I might add.
He went 3-0 green light last time, and it applies here too. If you take a 3-0 fastball to get to the 3-1 curveball, it makes no sense. So we'll see if he goes again. 3-0. And he thought that was ball 4. Gary Cederstrom is loving the strike call right now. Loving it. Yeah, it's not a strike.
Three-one pitch. Counts full. I think Bryce should try to take a shin guard off twice.
Bryce knows the strike zone. I'm calling he's right again. The snap is building here on a strike call.
Rice, inside out swing. It's a fair ball. Heading for third, Murphy. Harper with his 2nd double of the night. And Bryce has had 4 very good ABs here in New York.
He's heating up. Don't tell anybody, he's heating up. 4 solid at-bats for Bryce Harper tonight. He's not going to take another pitch, not after those last 2 calls. So inside-out swing. Second double of the night for Bryce. Remember the line out to right last time? And you could say he's heating up at the right time, and especially the right spot.
That's it for Jerry Blevins. He fails to retire either left-handed batter. So it's second and third, nobody out. Heading in for the Mets, Hansel Robles. When this one is over, former Met Ray Knight and Johnny Holiday in the studio tonight. Lots to talk about with a game like this. 26-year-old Hansel Robles, it'll be his 58th appearance. So he's gone 57 and 57 2 straight years for the Mets.
A fastball slider change. Fastball averaging 95 miles an hour on the season. 58th appearance. League hitting 249 against him. Lefty's just 179 though.
Infield in.
And remember, he'll quick pitch you with 2 strikes.
Anthony Rendon has to be ready for that 0 for 2 career against the righty. Great chance for Rendon to pick up number 63 or more here and give the Nats some serious breathing room going into the bottom of the 9th.
But with the runner on third out of the stretch, if he tries that quick pitch, he could balk a run home.
Good call in foresight. Rendon, a bit of a flinch.
Barry Cedarson is on a streak, a strike heater right now. He is just looking for strikes anywhere.
Yeah, he's heard about it from nearly every hitter and some dugouts. Rendon up the middle. Home is Murphy. Here comes Harper. The Nationals lead 4-1. 3 hits in a row. Rendon, RBI total up to 64.
Telling you, you face a guy that throws 100 all night, everything else looks like a beach ball coming in. I don't care if it's 94, 95. You know, Syndergaard was throwing pellets tonight, and now Robles comes in throwing a mere 94, 95. But watch Bryce Harper's lead at second base because the infield drawn in. Watch how far he gets off. He's scoring on anything. Look at him just walk in, walk. I mean, he's halfway to third when Rendon hits this. So an easy RBI for Anthony Rendon on the backside because of Bryce Harper's base running.
Wilson Ramos, 1 for 3, 2 RBIs career against Robles. Base hit sent some of the 32,040 up the aisles and toward the concourses.
Good, it'll make our Uber ride a lot quicker home.
Ramos makes it 4 hits in a row. Rendon will stop at second. So the Nats had 1 hit between the 4th inning and the 9th inning. And now Murphy, Harper, Rendon, and Ramos make it a 4-hit inning. Nobody out. So things happening at the stroke of 10 o'clock here. The Nats lead 4-1. Still a safe situation for Mark Melancon. Been pitching a lot lately. If the Nats tack on another couple, we'll see what they do. Now this is the pitcher spot, so it's Chris Heisey here.
Think about bunting here if you're Dusty Baker. Chris Heisey can handle the bat.
Heisey against Robles, 0 for 1.
Reyes is back too. He's got a hit if he lays one down to third. We've seen him try before. Have a night, Bryce.
RBI, 2 runs scored, a steal. 1 bag from the 2020 club. And Heisey gets underneath and pops it up. Foul ball. 1 out. Espinosa and Zimmerman the next 2.
Matchup for Danny. He's going to get a fastball sometime in this sequence.
Robles has struck him out 4 times, walked him once, 0 for 5. The career matchup.
Like I said, he's due against Robles.
Well, a lot of guys on base. That'll change a few things. Danny came into this one hitting .275 his last 15. Probably eager to atone after taking a called 3rd strike leading off the 8th. Still loving that bowling for dollars assist back in the 1st inning on the Jay Brewers grounder up the middle.
Yeah, close ball game, big play. Time.
Miami lost their game at Cleveland tonight, 6-2. That's could move the Mets right back to 10.5 with them. Actually could gain ground on both and put them both a further game back. Andy Espinosa somehow getting out of the way of that one.
98, lower half. You have to get out of the way. And not a lot of time to do it, right? 98 miles an hour right at your front kneecap.
Two-0 pitch. Ball ripped right side. Wilmer to short for 1. No return throw. Good decision by Cabrera. 2 outs in the inning. Runners will be at 1st and 3rd. Nationals baseball on Masson. Brought to you by American Standard Heating and Air. It's their All-Star Sales event with up to $1,100 in instant rebates or 0% APR for 36 months. And by University of Maryland University College.
It's a good yard. I like this place.
It's been good to the Nats this year, trying to make it 6 out of 8 here. Trying to go up 10-4 in the season series against the Mets. Ryan Zimmerman Also 0 for 5 career against Robles.
Be a big hit for Ryan right here going into tomorrow's contest. Get yourself an RBI. Feeling good about your swing.
Mets have rookies going the next 2 days. Robert Gazelman tomorrow. Seth Lugo on Sunday. So they probably looked at weekend matchup and said, we gotta have tonight's game. Thanks to AJ Cole and company. Not happening yet.
Well, this would come under the category of a big win if they can hold on here. You got Roark and Scherzer set up for Saturday and Sunday. You get it to double digits. 3 big outs to get, obviously, and trying to add on right now. But I mean, the only thing you wanted to avoid was a sweep. Then all of a sudden you got a race and they got momentum. You win 1 game in this series, it's 8.5, and you're still good. You win 2 or 3, now you're thinking, yeah, turn out the lights, the party's over.
Two and 1 to Ryan. 7th national to bat here in the 9th. Outside edge, counts even 2-2.
Do you think I get any more party references in the broadcast today? I think I have issues. Serious issues.
As long as you're not sitting over there with any noisemakers, we're okay.
One big noisemaker.
Nats have quelled the noise in this yard. 2-2. Just in case Espinosa was thinking about it. Danny 8 for 9 this year.
Heads up for the quick pitch. Runner on third might stop that. We'll see. He's done it to Ryan before, and I don't think Ryan was too happy about it.
Espinosa was running on that pitch, fouled off the screen. Swing, a foul tip, and a strikeout. So it'll definitely be Melanson in the bottom of the 9th. The Nats pick up 2 big runs thanks to RBIs by Anthony Rendon.
done, and then he handed the ball to the magnificent 13, let's go with, out there, the bullpen tonight. How about Marcus Epchinski getting her done with 2 2/3 of an inning scoreless? Then Coda Glover with some career advancement tonight in a 1-run game gets some huge outs. I mean, this team's been swinging the bat, so don't sleep on that. And then Ali Perez, who's been struggling recently, comes in and gets the job done. He went a third with a strikeout, big out in a 1-run game. So the magnificent 13.
Now that would make a long movie.
I don't know, just making stuff up.
Mark Melancon, 16th appearances in National. He is piling up some games and looking for his 8th save already with our ball club. Work to do with Flores Granderson and Kelly Johnson. Bottom of the 9th.
Well, attack, attack, attack. That's what we love so much about Mark Melancon. He goes right after you.
Going to go with one of their left-handed bats to lead off, Alejandro De Aza.
Just a different vibe, right? A 3-run lead versus a 1-run lead. De Aza can run, he gets on, who knows what happens, but now you got a little cushion. So those add-on runs, huge, huge for the Nats in the 9th.
De Aza career against Melancon 0 for 2. Little flare, left center. Trey Turner, it appeared slowed down when I thought he might get there. Don't know if something went on between Turner and Worth, but it's a base hit.
He said, I should have called it, sorry. I could just read what he said to Jason Worth, and I thought he had this. It looked like he got a good jump. He's cruising in, and I think maybe he thought there was going to be some traffic there that wasn't. But he had a beat on it from where we're sitting. If he keeps running, he catches that.
Sure looked like it. Here's Granderson.
And the reason he'll learn why you call it early as an outfielder, even if you don't know if you have it, to provide you with the confidence to know that you're not going to crash into anybody.
Good call.
So a lot of times you'll yell, I got it, I got it, I got it, even if you don't think you have it, just so it takes the whole we're going to collide out of your mind. Freeze you up.
Granderson 2 for 5 career against Melancon. That evens the count. Here comes Rendon. Melancon drops it, but there's a force at second. No man's land for the base runner on a 1-5-6 fielder's choice.
Good effort by Melancon, and don't panic. Ball not carrying to left. That's the cutter for you. And then Anthony Rendon checks it out, knows he has an easy out at second. Nobody hurt.
You see some different things with the shifts. 1 out, that's all that matters, and now Kelly Johnson. 1 for 5 career against Melancon. Shift is on for this guy as well, with Murphy just maybe 2 steps from the outfield grass. Astros trying to win their 79th game of the year. Trying to get 24 games over 500. It's Michael Conforto Pitcher spot is next. By the way, that hit by Diaz, the first against the Nats bullpen in over 8 innings. Cutter stays outside, 2-1. Broken bat, right center. Bryce Harper gets a good read and bead on it. 2 outs.
Bat's taking a beating here in the 9th. It's no fun to hit a cutter left-handed, I'll tell you what, especially when it's as good as Mark Melancon's.
So in the pitcher spot now, Michael Conforto, the left-handed batter. 0-for-1 career against Melanson.
Baseball fans in the stands tonight that have seen a lot of broken bats here in New York in the 9th inning. Not in this ballpark, in the other one.
Oh yeah, thanks to Cutters, Rivera, huh?
Yeah, Mariano Rivera used to do the same thing. Go up there left-handed, it looks like it's going to be right down the middle. You swing and it's off your knuckles. And when he was younger, it was upper 90s.
Counts even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Strike call.
1 for a strike, now bounce 1. Curve.
Runner on the move. Ground ball right side. Murphy, and the Nats have put a double-digit hurt on the rest of the NL East. 3 hours and 7 minutes and a well-earned 4-1 win. AJ Cole, first win in the big leagues. Congratulations for him.
Bryce Harper with a nice night too. He's back, folks. Look out.
So the Nats are 24 games over the 500 mark. 10.5 up on the Mets, 11.5 up on the Miami Marlins. And what a great start to the weekend. Couldn't have gone any better. Tomorrow, Tanner Roark tries to make it a 15-win season. We'll get you going with Nats Extra at 6:30 p.m. This has been a presentation of Masson. Johnny and Ray straight ahead from New York. See you later.